from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
Hello and good afternoon. I am Forecaster John Bordash with you here in the JB Weather Center this afternoon, and we actually have a brand new tornado warning, which includes a small sliver of our coverage area, and it looks like everyone can hear me, which is fantastic. I believe this has been broadcast onto Facebook through a couple different video links, so some of you might be watching on one of the other videos. But we do have a brand new tornado warning. It's here for this red polygon area. This is going to be including parts of Indian Head. So this does include parts of Charles County, but it includes a very small part up here, well away from the Plateau, well away from Waldorf, and this really is only going to be in effect here for the southern part of the Indian Head Peninsula, barely really kind of touching Charles County. The main concern is going to be this little hook echo we have kind of forming here. This is just moving through the Dumfries area, and this is moving here to the north and east. Let me get you the latest tornado warning information here on this storm. This is a tornado warning in effect for northwestern Charles County, southeastern Fairfax, and southeastern Prince William County until 5:15. It's this red polygon. At 4:51, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Dumfries or near Quantico, moving to the east at 15 miles per hour. And again, the only area that's really going to be impacted in our local coverage zone by this is going to be the Indian Head area. And this could also become an issue up here towards the Bryans Road area. So our followers on up this way, we should have, sorry, I just got in from student teaching, so I am like trying to get everything together. I should have in here oh, there we go, our tornado safety procedure. So again, if you're in northwestern parts of Charles County, we're really only talking Indian Head and potentially down the road, Bryans Road. These are the things you need to be doing right now. You should be moving indoors into a building that has a firm foundation, the lowest level of that home. So we're talking either a basement or a first floor. You want the basement. If you don't have that, the first floor can be fine. But again, you need to be in a building that has a foundation, a mobile home, a shed. Those are not things that are going to work. You need something with a firm foundation, and you want to shield yourself. So get into the most interior room, especially if you're on that first floor. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and then you want to be covering your body. When I would do as a kid what my parents would do, we would head into the bathroom. We would have a mattress over us when these warnings got issued, because if there is flying debris, if we do indeed see a tornado touchdown with this, you want to make sure that you're staying protected. Now, the good news is that right now we don't have any confirmation of a tornado on the ground, which is great news. But this is definitely something we will be taking seriously. And for those of you just now joining, hello, I'm Forecaster John Bordash. You might be wondering, where is this tornado warning in effect? I'm hearing it's for parts of southern Maryland. It's for parts of Charles County. If you're on the Plateau, if you're in Waldorf or any points to the south and east of there, you're not impacted by this. Calvert, St. Mary's counties, you're in the clear. And really, most of Charles County, you're fine. The only area that we are really talking about being under the most immediate threat is going to be up here towards Indian Head. But then potentially down the road, as this continues here to track to the north and east, we could be talking about this potentially impacting the Bryans Road area. So if we move this here at about 15 miles per hour, this would be a look at your general storm timing. Indian Head here in about the next 15 to 20 minutes, getting on up towards Potomac Heights and Bryans Road here as we get closer towards about 5:30, and then Akakie as well. These are all going to be areas that need to stay weather aware about the situation and stay knowledgeable and be taking those tornado safety precautions. If we zoom out, there are some storms and other showers out there. We have one little downpour getting ready to push into the Leonardtown region, but that isn't tornadic right now. And most of these really aren't tornadic. This is one spin up we have going on, and you can kind of see where we have this curlicue here. It's moved through the Dumfries area. It's approaching the Potomac River. And if we were to take a look at our velocity scan with this, which it's been kind of hit and miss, I don't personally see a great area of rotation. To me, it seems a little bit more discombobulated. Typically with this, we're looking for a bright patch of red to be matching up with a bright patch of green. What that would indicate, let's see if I can't just get the telestration on. What this would indicate with the red would be winds coming away from the radar. The green would be winds going towards the radar. With this scan, it's a lot more broad than we would typically associate with a tornado. Typically, we would want bright colors kind of right next to each other in a couplet. These right now are a little bit more separated. They're not as bright, indicating the winds aren't necessarily as strong as they potentially could be in this type of a situation. With that said, that doesn't mean that it can't happen. So we're going to take this seriously. Again, we have winds here trying their best to rotate, and this is moving to the north and east. So those of us in Indian Head, getting on up towards Bryan's Road and Akaki eventually over the next half hour, 45 minutes, we want to be taking this seriously, especially for our followers out there in Indian Head right now. This is going to be something you need to be taking seriously. This is going to be a warning that's going to be in effect for us for about the next, let's see, 5:15, it's 5:03, for about the next, 17 minutes or so. And again, if you're in this tornado warning polygon, and it's going to be this red polygon here, so let's turn this off, and I'll even turn the severe thunderstorm warning off for the time being. It's this red polygon we have here. Let's turn the telestration off, and let's see if we can't just get some town names loaded up in here. So we're really talking 210 here. So this is going to be Indian Head Highway, I believe, which I believe is now Piscataway or something like that. But Atkins Road down here towards Green Sail Road, Caffey Road, Atkins Road again, on up here towards Strauss Avenue, Noble Road. These are all going to be the areas that are under this tornado warning. Potomac Heights, you're shortly going to follow with this, as well as Bryan's Road, especially if this is able to keep its rotation here over the next 15-20 minutes. But for the time being, it is just this area here that no longer includes Dumfries, but it's parts of Prince William County and the extreme northwestern chunk there of Charles County. Outside of that, the rest of us are looking pretty good. Things are by and large not necessarily quiet, but most of us haven't seen much of anything so far today. So there's our little curlicue storm. We have another little guy down here getting ready to move into Leonardtown. But coming back in here, our rotation center that we're really going to be looking at is going to be right in here. And I'm circling that for you so you see where it is. So maybe the worst of this track's just north of Indian Head, but Indian Head and Bryan's Road, Potomac Heights, you're going to be areas that you're going to want to be aware of. And I see that Oliver is saying that the tornado sirens and La Plata are going off. That doesn't surprise me. La Plata tends to sound their tornado warnings even when they're not included. If you're in La Plata, though, you are fine. This storm is well to your north and west. Back pre-2007, these tornado warnings got issued by counties, so in that type of a situation, they would sound these alarms. But since 2007, which was about 15 years ago now, we switched to these polygons. So those should not be sounding. La Plata is in by no way under a tornado warning right now, and that's kind of the issue when these get issued for Charles County, that they tend to, no matter where they are, sound those sirens in La Plata, which kind of desensitizes people to what they are. So La Plata, you are fine. Waldorf, you are fine. Newburgh, you're fine. Mechanicsville, you're fine. Loveville, you're fine. Prince Frederick, Lesby, you're fine. It really is this, you can see, really small polygon here. That is going to be for parts of Indian Head. And this is even to the northwest here of Pittsca. Well to the west of Pomfret, well to the west of 301. This is just going to be the area we're talking about right now. Let's take that storm track again, taking it north and east here at about 15 miles per hour. And that would be your general look at, at storm timing. And let's clear this and stop that. So Indian Head, Potomac Heights here in about the next 10 to 15 minutes. Bryan's Road as we head about 5:40. Akaki as we near the 6 o'clock hour. So this is going to be something you want to be aware of. Catherine, no worries, no tornado warning in Charlotte Hall. I know a lot of people tend to just get like general alerts, like, oh, there's been a tornado warning for a part of like, I don't know, the Washington metro area or parts of southern Maryland. Well, that's why you need to be paying attention to where these polygons are. That's why we switched to polygon-based systems back about 15 years ago, because it's really literally this small little peninsula part here of Charles County, parts of Indian Head. This does not affect Nanjemoy. This does not affect Swan Point. This does not affect Lexington Park or Mechanicsville or Prince Frederick or Huntingtown or Annapolis. It really is just a small part of Indian Head. Now, if you're in Indian Head, you do want to be staying weather aware. And this will be generally, and I see a comment about this, kind of following 231, but we'll see if the storm just doesn't kind of die out. These late summer, early fall type storms do have a history of trying to do that, just kind of falling apart as they move onshore because there's not as much steam for them to kind of tap into with that. Let's go ahead, bring you back to these tornado safety precautions for you. And again, and I will continue to reiterate this, much of Charles County, you are in the clear. La Plata, you are fine. Waldorf, you are fine. St. Charles, you're fine. White Plains, you are fine. Right now, our area of concern is far northwestern Charles County. Bryan's Road, Potomac Heights, Indian Head, and potentially southwestern parts of PG County down towards Akakie. But really, it's right up along the Potomac River there from about 210 north and west, right? So Indian Head on over towards Bryan's Road. Moving indoors, you need a building with a foundation. Shed is not fine. Mobile home is not fine. You need a firm foundation attached to the building. You need to be getting to the lowest level of that building. So that's either going to be a basement. That would be the most prime option, or if you don't have a basement, a first floor is fine, but then this next point becomes more important. You need to be shielding yourself. You need to be moving to an interior room. Cover your body. So you want as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and you want to maybe bring a mattress with you or a helmet with you in case there is actually a tornado on the ground, if we don't actually have a confirmed tornado just yet. Let me take you back on over here towards live William Richmond Inc. radar. The good news is that this tornado warning has actually just been canceled for parts of Charles County that kind of narrowed this down here for Prince William, but this storm has now moved out over water, so it should just be canceled altogether. If you're down towards St. Mary's County, you might be hearing the wind pickup, rain pickup. You have this little cell moving on shore. This is not tornadic. This is literally just a downpour. So if you're in Avenue or Leonardtown or Hollywood or Lexington Park hearing that there could be a tornado warning, what's going on, JB, what's happening, you're fine. This is your typical late summer downpour here. A little bit of wind that we've been talking about all day. The tornado threat today overall has been very low. This one storm has just been able to tap into the small amount of rotation we have in the atmosphere. But Indian Head, you've actually been taken out of this tornado warning now. And this storm is going to continue to track north and east. What I will say is that areas here along the Potomac, so from Indian Head to Potomac Heights up here towards Bryan's Road, I would continue to monitor this situation. This storm is going to move over the Potomac River here. So right now it's out here over the bay. This storm is going to continue to track to the north and east, so impact Indian Head, eventually Bryan's Road, Akakie, maybe even get near Piscataway if it holds together. But we'll see. These storms are very primed just to fall apart. But our tornado warning has actually been canceled for Charles County. If we get anything new, I'll be back here with you live. In the meantime, I have a whole bunch of lesson planning I need to get done. And you can see, based off the attire today, I just got in from school, from student teaching today. So I wasn't exactly planning on doing tornado warning coverage, but it is what it is. But we're pretty much in the clear right now. Northwestern Charles County, keep your guard up. It's going to be, you'll be fine. You'll respect the storm, though. So I would just stay aware. You're no longer in the tornado warning, but I would just stay on that lowest level of your home that has a foundation away from walls in case we do get a new one. If we do get a new tornado warning, I'll be back here with you live to give you that update. In the meantime, I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Thank you for joining me here. And you can always track the latest information on jbweather.net/radar, and you can investigate the storms for yourself. In the meantime, have a nice and safe one, and keep it tuned right here to JB Weather for the latest.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.